Vaizdai ir vaizduotė. Vaizdai ir vaizduotė. Today you'll learn the root vaizd or vizd. Let's first of all see a verb that is related with something that is seen. It means to spot or to see suddenly, and it's a more artistic expression, a bit fancier way of saying to see. But mostly this first verb is used in past tense and in the third person. Mostly. But I've written the two other forms also. Išvysti, išvysta, išvydo. Išvydo. He saw, jis išvydo, two unknown people, or two strangers. Du nepažįstamus žmonės. He spotted, or he saw, two strangers. Jis išvydo du nepažįstamus žmonės. Vaizdas. Vaizdas. From here, iš čia, a nice view of the city, gražus miesto vaizdas, is seen, matosi. So literally, from here, it is seen a nice city view. This is the literal translation. The construction is different in Lithuanian. So if you talk about vaizdas, view, you've got to say matosi, matosi vaizdas. The view is seen, but the mato means he sees or she sees, and matosi, it is seen. So vaizdas matosi, the view is seen. This is the meaning. So a nice view of the city is seen from here, or you can see a nice view of the city from here, iš čia. Iš čia matosi gražus miesto vaizdas. Iš čia matosi gražus miesto vaizdas. Now a rather unrelated word, pavyzdys. Pavyzdys. This book of Dostoevsky, šita Dostojevskio knyga, a nice example, puikus pavyzdys, to all young writers, visiems jauniems rašytojams. This book of Dostoevsky is a good example for all young writers. Šita Dostojevskio knyga puikus pavyzdys visiems jauniems rašytojams. Šita Dostojevskio knyga puikus pavyzdys visiems jauniems rašytojams. Pavyzdžiui. Pavyzdžiui. Now, it may be a little hard to pronounce three consonants in a row. Pavyzdžiui. Pavyzdžiui. But, of course, language is a natural thing, and people may pronounce the three consonants a little differently, like pavyzdžiui, pavyzdžiui. They don't even say zh, but they say zh only. It's the law of language. You know that in languages people try to pronounce everything more fast, in a fast manner, and easier. They mostly many consonants in a row are pronounced like only one or two consonants. So you can hear pavyzdžiui or pavyzdžiui. It doesn't matter. You can say zh instead of these three consonants. Just say zh and you will be understood. Pavyzdžiui. Pavyzdžiui. Okay, let's see the sentence examples. And first of all, pavyzdžiui means this word is in the dative case. Pavyzdys, an example, and for example, pavyzdžiui. Oi. The ending is just like a normal noun ending, and this is dative case. Just like in English we have for example, dative case also means English has for and Lithuanian has the dative case. So the literal translations are the same. For example, and pavyzdžiui. And this is the dative case. And this is the sound alternation because pavyzdys has d and pavyzdžiui, the dative case for is nouns requires a soft ending, uj. So the soft ending changes the alternates the consonants and d turns to j, just like in other nouns. So let's see the sentence examples. I will buy something tasty. Nusipirksiu ką nors skanaus. For example, cheese. Pavyzdžiui, sūrio. I will buy something tasty. For example, cheese. Or, for example, some cheese. Nusipirksiu ką nors skanaus. Pavyzdžiui, sūrio. I will buy something tasty. For example, some cheese. That's why sūrio is in the genitive case. Sūris, sūrio. Cheese is in genitive case because you will buy some cheese, not all the cheese from the shop. Nusipirksiu ką nors skanaus. Pavyzdžiui, sūrio. For example, he always works well. Pavyzdžiui, jis visada gerai dirba. Pavyzdžiui, jis visada gerai dirba. For example, he always works well. But in Lithuanian the literal translation is in English. For example, he always well works. The well is not after works but before works. He well works. Jis visada gerai dirba. Because you describe the verb before saying the verb. If you're just speaking, you can start your sentence with pavyzdžiui. The sentence can be started with pavyzdžiui, or it can be inside of a sentence, just like in English. Now, if you read some books or some other kinds of texts, you will see this abbreviation PVZ, P, V, and Z with a dot, and this means, just like in English, it means for example, e.g. Now some words that are not so often, but they may be useful sometime in the future. Vyzdys, vyzdys, įvaizdis, įvaizdis, vaizdingas, vaizdingas, atvaizdas, atvaizdas. These words may help you understand the whole meaning of the root. Įsivaizduoti, įsivaizduoja, įsivaizdavo. Įsivaizduoti, įsivaizduoja, įsivaizdavo. Just imagine or imagine. Įsivaizduok. How many people live on earth? Kiek žmonių gyvena žemėje? Just imagine how many people live on earth. Įsivaizduok, kiek žmonių gyvena žemėje. Įsivaizduok, kiek žmonių gyvena žemėje. I'm not sure about the saying how many people. Perhaps I'm mistaking here with the translation to English, how many people. Or maybe I'm right. Just imagine how many people live on earth. Kiek žmonių gyvena žemėje? On earth, žemėje, this is the locative case. Literally in earth, but in English we say on earth. Įsivaizduok, kiek žmonių gyvena žemėje. Next, I don't imagine. Neįsivaizduoju. Neįsivaizduoju. How it is possible, kaip galima survive, išgyventi in a war, per karą. I can't imagine, or literally I don't imagine, but it means I can't imagine, neįsivaizduoju, how it is possible to survive in a war. Kaip galima išgyventi per karą. I can't imagine how it is possible to survive in a war. Neįsivaizduoju, kaip galima išgyventi per karą. Gyventi means to live, and išgyventi to survive. Literally to live out. And per karą, literally through the war, but in English we say in the war. So per, through the war, literally. And neįsivaizduoju, you can use neįsivaizduoju to say I can't imagine. Instead of saying aš negaliu įsivaizduoti, I can't imagine, you can say neįsivaizduoju. I can't imagine. But literally, I don't imagine. Next. Some people imagine, kai kurie žmonės įsivaizduoja, that there are aliens in the space. Kad kosmose yra ateivių. Some people imagine that there are aliens in the space. Kai kurie žmonės įsivaizduoja, kad kosmose yra ateivių. Kai kurie žmonės įsivaizduoja, kad kosmose yra ateivių. You see, again, now the adverbial of place, the word that depicts place, is the first word in the clause. Literally, this means that in the space there are aliens. So, some people imagine that in the space there are aliens. And you see that cosmos means space, or the cosmos, and it is, you say the place, and then you say the verb, there are, or there is, and then the noun. So the sentence construction is like this. Kai kurie žmonės įsivaizduoja, kad kosmose yra ateivių. Some people imagine that there are aliens in the cosmos. And ateivis is formed from the word eiti, to go or to walk. And ateiti means to come. And ateivis means someone who has come. For instance, in the old times, people called new people aliens. In Lithuanian, of course. They said ateivis. That means that's a man that has come from somewhere else. A man who's not from here. But of course, as the science fiction genre began, ateivis now means an alien, as some kind of form of life from space, not from Earth. So ateivis means someone who has come from somewhere else. Now, the other word, pavaizduoti, pavaizduoja, pavaizdavo. Pavaizduoti, pavaizduoja, pavaizdavo. This means to describe, depict, portray, or to picture. Children always like, vaikai visada mėgsta, to portray or to picture their teachers. Pavaizduoti savo mokytojus. Children always like to portray or to picture their teachers, or just to act like their teachers, to make fun. Vaikai visada mėgsta pavaizduoti savo mokytojus. Vaikai visada mėgsta pavaizduoti savo mokytojus. Pavaizduoti also means to act like someone, to try to be funny while acting like someone else. So when kids try to act like their teachers, they make fun of them. So the verb pavaizduoti can be used. Mėgsta pavaizduoti, he likes to act like a teacher, and he may everybody's laughing. Next, some painters, kai kuriems dainininkams, like to picture nature. Patinka vaizduoti gamtą. Or to paint nature. So, some painters like to picture or to paint nature. Kai kuriems dainininkams patinka vaizduoti gamtą. Kai kuriems, I'm sorry, not dainininkams, because dainininkas is a singer. This word means dailininkas. Dailininkas is a painter. Kai kuriems dailininkams patinka vaizduoti gamtą. Kai kuriems dailininkams patinka vaizduoti gamtą. Some painters like to paint or to picture nature or to portray some nature views. And the last word, vaizduotė. Vaizduotė. You've got a good imagination. Tu turi gerą vaizduotę. Tu turi gerą vaizduotę. I'm sorry, this was not the last word. Išvaizda. Išvaizda. Never doubt your appearance. Niekada neabejok. Never doubt savo išvaizdą. About your appearance. Never doubt about your appearance. Niekada neabejok savo išvaizdą. Niekada neabejok savo išvaizdą. Next. Many complain. Daugelis skundžiasi, or many people complain. Daugelis skundžiasi about their appearance. Savo išvaizdą. But no one, bet niekas, but no one complains about their minds or intellect. But no one complains about their intellect. Bet niekas proto. And the verb skųstis, skundžiasi, requires instrumental case. So you complain about something, you have to use skundžiasi kuo, instrumental case. So many complain about their appearance, but no one complains about their intellect or about their literally mind. But we can say that this is intellect. So many complain about their appearance, but no one complains about their intellect. And skundžiasi is dismissed here, so the dash is here, because we say many complain about their appearance, but no one about their intellect. We do not say the verb again, because we know it's the same verb. We would repeat ourselves. So, daugelis skundžiasi savo išvaizdą, bet niekas proto. Daugelis skundžiasi savo išvaizdą, bet niekas proto. This is a nice saying, by the way. Many complain about their appearance, but no one about their intellect. Daugelis skundžiasi savo išvaizdą, bet niekas proto. And I'm sorry, maybe a better translation is intelligence. Many complain about their appearance, but no one complains about their intelligence. Maybe intelligence is better here. Protas means intelligence, because intellect describes a different thing. So no one complains about their intelligence, bet niekas proto. Okay, next word. Išvaizdus, išvaizdi. Išvaizdus, išvaizdi. If you want to be attractive, you have to do sports. Jei nori būti išvaizdus, reikia sportuoti. Jei nori būti išvaizdus, reikia sportuoti. Now, what is the difference between these two sentences? You probably already see. If you want to be attractive, you say these words to a male. And jei nori būti išvaizdi, you say these words to a female. because išvaizdi means nice looking. It's a feminine adjective, and išvaizdus is a masculine adjective. So if you want to say something, you've got to be such and such. When you say these words to masculine, to a male, you have to use masculine adjectives, and vice versa. So I'll read these sentences again, one time each. Jei nori būti išvaizdus, reikia sportuoti. Jei nori būti išvaizdi, reikia sportuoti. If you want to be attractive or nice looking, you have to do sports. So these two words, išvaizda, appearance, and išvaizdus, have similar meanings, because išvaizdus is someone who possesses the qualities of a nice appearance, someone who looks nice.